Now let's meet the lineups for today's game between the Pioneers of Ann Arbor and the Hornets of Saline. Starting with the Pioneers. Number 2, Joey Shookman. Number 4, Shlina Hammerman. Number 5, Grace Grabowski. Number 6, Ann McGowan. Number 7, Maggie Lamb. Number 8, Sophia Jimenez. Number 9, Maya Hammerman. Number 10, Lily Sultan.
Here's a,
Oh, there we go. Okay.
there's one right there for you.
Perfect.
Number 13, Gabby Howden. Number 14, Lena Goldenberger. Number 20,
Welcome to the Michigan High School Field Hockey State Championship game for Division I. I am Kelsey Thompson-Shunn, and
I'm Tom Weinfurther.
we are going to be calling the game. The game is provided from the Michigan State Chapter of USA Field Hockey. They are sponsoring the game today, so thank you, USA Field Hockey. Like I said, my name's Kelsey Thompson-Shunn, and I am the coach here at East Grand Rapids High School of the varsity program of field hockey. This is where the game is being played, at East Grand Rapids in West Michigan. It is West Michigan's first time ever hosting the state championship game. I played at Pioneer High School, which is the team here in white, and I then went on to play at Northwestern University under Tracy Fuchs. Graduated in 2014. So yeah, Tom, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, yeah, I've been a part of Michigan High School field hockey for 30 years, and a part of field hockey in general for 50.
You're
That's
not old enough for that, Tom.
Thank you. It's a beautiful day here, about 50 degrees, and not a cloud in the sky.
And if you have our vantage point, you can see Reeds Lake, R-E-E-D-S, right there behind the stadium. A beautiful day with all that foliage behind us, just gorgeous. Tom, I don't know if you realize this, but Tom was the coach of Green Hills High School when I was playing for Pioneer in high school. So I remember playing against you as the coach. You coached a few, it was called Futures back then.
Yes, I've been coaching
now.
and umpiring for many years.
Yes, and you've reffed my team that I coach now many times. I've been coaching here at East Grand Rapids for 6 seasons, so you've been the official for us several times. And I did hear the other day that you were a favorite umpire.
Why, thank you.
From my team.
I try to do it, from your team even. Well, thank you. Well, we all try to do our best, and it's, nice to get feedback.
That's right, that's right. Right now the ball has been in Pioneer's attacking 50 for most of the first few minutes. It's just now entering into their defensive 50, really for the first time of the game. But we're only about a minute and a half into the game if you're joining us just now. Our umpires for the game that are down on the field, over by the ball, I believe that is Ann
Klusch.
Thank you, with the help for her last name. And the umpire closer to us, closer to the press box, is Nancy Cox, who many of you know as the former University of Michigan head coach, as well as the former director of Pinnacle Field Hockey Club based out of Ann Arbor. That ownership just transitioned this last summer. Nancy, of course, is still involved with the sport, of course, as an umpire, as you can see, and obviously still coaching Pinnacle, just not the director anymore.
In case you were wondering, that was an overhead ball, and the foul was coming within 5 yards of the person receiving it.
That's right. So when that overhead ball is called an aerial, comes down, the person receiving it basically gets a 5-yard radius around them. And if a defender or another player enters that 5-yard radius before they have collected the ball and brought it safely down to the ground, then it is a foul on the player who entered that 5-yard radius. I tell you what, Tom, there are a lot more aerials and 3D skills being played now than when I was in high school. Yes. I graduated Pioneer in 2010, so it's been almost 15 years.
It's a nice additive to the game.
Yes.
And can be a little tricky to call because umpires have different views down on that field.
That's right. Saline now making a bit of an attack, keeping the ball down, and they're attacking 50, although they just turned that ball over. So Pioneer has the ball now, but down on in their defensive 25. We can't see from our vantage point the stands that fans are allowed to sit in. I don't know how those few extra fans got onto the stands over there, which are supposed to be closed off. But when I came up here, which was about 20 minutes before the game, it was the stands right below us. The main stands were packed with fans, which is saying something because both these teams traveled about 2 hours to come to this site, to come to the Grand Rapids area. There's another aerial. Oh. And that resulted in a corner. So the Pioneer defender tried to bring that aerial down, but I believe, Tom, if you saw what I saw, it looks like she brought it down into her foot.
Yes, I do believe that was true. It wasn't called back because the aerial landed in an open space.
Yep.
And wasn't deemed dangerous.
Yep. So we have our first penalty corner of the game. going to Saline. And Saline capitalizes.
Off a nice rebound and put it in the back of the net.
So the initial shot was blocked, if you couldn't quite see that, and then the post player just to the right of the goal from our vantage point put that rebound in.
So the goal scored by number 5, Celia Pito.
Stoppage of time to get the field clock lined up with the referees' clocks. For those that are wondering, Pioneers in white, they are the home team, so they are the higher seeded team. I believe they are seeded first in Division I, and Saline is, I think, seeded second or third. I can't remember if they are Novi.
Saline is second or third. Novi was
third. Novi was second.
Right.
Yep. So.
No,
Saline,
no, Saline was second.
Saline was
Novi
second,
was
okay.
third. And after that stoppage in play, we had a bully on the field because there was no foul, and the umpires stopped the game to reset the clock. So it starts with a bully, which is almost like a face-off in ice hockey.
Yep. And it's when there was no, it's given, it's pretty rare, but when it's given when was no clear possession of the ball when the ref stopped the play. So sometimes if a player's hurt somewhere else on the field, they'll award a bully, or they'll stop the play and then award a bully so that there's a sense of fairness because nobody was necessarily in possession of the ball or there was no foul. Pioneer coming down the field with a little bit of aggression and hoping to avenge that goal that Saline just got early in the game. We still got over half of our first quarter left to play, and Pioneer comes up with a penalty corner.
Yeah, that was from a stick interference as she was over aggressive on her tackle and played her stick more than the ball.
Inside the penalty circle. Good comments. Grace Grabowski will insert the corner, I believe. Nope, that's not Grace. I'm trying to get a number on our inserter. There we are.
Now we have a repeat of the corner because there was another foul inside the circle.
I apologize, that's Ann McGowan that's going to insert. Looks like number 6 from here. But I see a captain's band, which is why I'm thrown off. Nice save by the Saline goalie there, but it's coming out. Saline ball.
The signal the umpire is giving is dangerous because the shot on goal was too high. For the first shot on a penalty corner, the ball must be able to go into the goal just below 18 inches, which is the height of those backboards.
Correct my own mistake and went back and forth a couple times there. Now that I have a closer view, it was number 5, Grace Grabowski, who is a senior captain who inserted that corner. The reason I assumed it was Grace from the start is I was able to get to one of Pioneer's regular season games. They played at the University of Michigan's Ocker Field earlier this season, and I remember Grace inserting on their corners. As an alum, I try to get to Pioneer games, but like I said, I'm a coach here in West Michigan, about 2 hours from my alma mater, so I don't get to many of the Pioneer field hockey games, unfortunately. But the head coach, Jane Nixon, was coaching back, of course, when I was there as well. She is, as we say, the GOAT, greatest of all time. There's another aerial, goes right into Pioneer's bench.
She got some nice lift on that,
She
but
does.
aerials tend to pull to the left with your follow through.
It's a great tool for outletting, for getting the ball out of your defensive 16 when the other team has a really strong or nice press in order to break that press. And like I said, I've seen that more and more at the college level, of course, and then now it's coming into the high school level, which is really great. I mean, the level of field hockey in Michigan has just really grown amazingly since I've been around since 2006 playing in high school. And like I said, graduated in 2010. It's wonderful to see the growth in the players, the things they're doing. We just had our first Olympian, field hockey Olympian from Michigan, Abby Tamer. Dexter grad. Her mom is actually the head Dexter coach, Keely Tamer. And I mean, that's just incredibly exciting in these Paris Olympics to have an Olympian. And she's young, she's on the University of Michigan's field hockey team. And, you know, I would think there's every reason to believe that she'll be at the Summer LA Olympics in 4 years. Saline drives down to Pioneer Circle and drives at baseline, but it's called coming out with Pioneer possessing the outlet. Loose possession there. Tried to get a defensive transfer over to their left side of the field. Tom, did you catch what that call was inside the circle, why it was coming out?
It was a foot.
It was a foot. Thank you. Saline doing a nice job putting pressure on Pioneer and on their free hits.
And we got our openings.
Yep. Marion Brady, I think it was in the center, who came up with that interception there right on the E.
Now as the umpire signals with her arms out, it's a 16-yard hit, which means it went over the end line, no one touching, no foul.
Saline's midfield right there did a nice job popping into Pioneer's press to give that outletting defender an option. So it went up to that midfielder, then back to the defense. But Pioneer comes up with it and tried to make a play into Saline's circle, but now it's coming out again. So 16-yard hit for Saline, an outlet. And she looks like she's going to aerial again. This one didn't get quite that lift, but it got to where she needed it to go. And Saline's outlet is successful.
And if you noticed on that last aerial, the defender did not come in and approach until the ball was safely on the ground and in control.
GK for Pioneer made a nice play coming out because that Saline attacker was coming in and just going for that 50-50 ball, so that goalie came out, cleared the ball nicely to the sideline. That's the right move there. Pioneer really trying to use the width here, sent up by Grace Skabrowski, but goes out of bounds.
A nice break on that press. Another 16-yard hit. Was a nice pass to the forward. Just couldn't pick it up.
Kelly, this is what you get for not giving me the numbers. Position.
That was a nice lifted ball into the center. Well executed and played into the circle, but unable to grab that ball and produce a shot.
Saline doing a nice job Possessing it, bringing it into the circle and resulting in a penalty corner for Saline. Opportunity to tie it up right here for Saline. We talked a little bit earlier about corners, what causes corners, what happens when time expires, but just logistically, that ball is taken from a spot 10 yards out from the edge of the goal cage. That ball has to come outside of the circle edge before it can be shot. And like Tom said earlier, that initial shot, if it has a backswing, any type of backswing, must be at the level of where you see that black board, right? When you hear that pow sound, that means it has gone to the appropriate height. That's an 18-inch height. It can be tipped by that initial shot into the net higher than that 18 inches as long as it is tipped, or if there is no backswing, it can be higher. So you see sometimes pushes, lifts, drag flicks might go higher than that 18 inches. The defense on corners, of course, they have their goalkeeper back there and then 4 additional field players. The positions they have are the fly, which is the person who goes out to pressure the ball, typically wherever it goes. The left trail, who goes to the fly's left. The right trail, who goes a little lower, but to the fly's right. And the post player, who plays the left post just outside the goal line on the goalie's left.
What happened there is the Pioneer player tried to assume that the foul was against the defense, but she ran into the player as she made a nice tackle to dispossess the other team. And that was a dangerous ball raised into a dangerous playing setting. If you notice on the free hits, everybody backs away. Everybody on defense must be 5 yards away before they can play that ball or attempt to play that ball. A stick interference called and a hard whistle for playing inside of 5 yards with the finger shake and wag, just like our parents used to do to us.
Yeah, that's a hard tackle, kind of a hack coming down from number 5 out Pioneer, Grace Grabowski, which results in Saline getting the ball right at their attacking 20.
Pioneer trying to release some pressure by hitting to the high forwards. Just misplayed and brought out of bounds. What we just saw there is the umpire reset the free hit because the ball was still moving. Ball must be stationary for a free hit. Albeit for a millisecond, you must show that you stopped the ball. And the reason for that is so everybody knows where the 5-yard circle begins for being able to play defense.
You're bringing us a great perspective from the referee, and that's exactly right. As a player and as a coach, I'm always trying to get my players to take those free hits as quickly as possible. Like Tom said, we need to make sure that we've shown in some way, we call it checking the ball, putting your stick over the top of it, showing that you've made an attempt to stop the ball, showing the other players that as well. But Tracy Fuchs from Northwestern always taught me whistles mean go. So as soon as that free hit is called, we are looking to take that free hit as soon as possible, trying to catch that defensive team off guard.
And one of the reasons for that, the faster they take that free hit, the closer defense is, and they're not allowed to play inside of 5 yards.
Right. And they haven't been able to to set up their defense, right? To set up their, how they're going to defend that free hit. They might be numbers down. Are we on camera now? All right.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. It's halftime here at the Division I State Championship for Michigan High School Field Hockey. I'm Kelsey Thompson-Chun. I'm the East High School head varsity coach where this game is being played. Our beautiful East Grand Rapids field. As you can see, there's Reed's Lake. Well, as you can see once we turn the camera around, Reed's Lake is right there behind the field, and with all the autumn foliage, just looks, I mean, pretty picturesque today.
Oh,
I
it's
would
beautiful.
Say. I played at Pioneer High School, graduated in 2010. I played under head coach Jane Nixon, who is still going strong and coaching there today. And then I went on to play at Northwestern University from 2010 to 2014. Took a 5th year there, played all my 5 years under Tracy Fuchs. Won a couple Big Ten championships. Northwestern, I got to put my plug in. They just won at least a share of the Big Ten championship yesterday at Michigan's field. So I'm a proud alum watching that game, streaming it from home yesterday. And we've got Tom here.
Yeah, I'm Tom Weinfurther, one of the Michigan field hockey umpires. I'm also a U.S. field hockey umpire, where I do festivals and national indoor tournaments. And I will be working at the National Indoor Qualifier in Brighton coming up.
That's right.
Michigan chapter is hosting.
Super exciting. We've got our first NIT qualifier being held in Brighton, being held in Michigan for the first time ever. So for those of you who may have some interest in playing in that, you can still register a team. I actually just registered Pinnacle West. I coach for Pinnacle as well. I'm the site director here for Pinnacle Field Hockey, and we just registered a team to play in the NITQs in Brighton. So it's a great opportunity. Other teams, if other players are interested with playing for some, maybe they don't have a team they're a part of, but they can choose to be a part of, get put on a team. I believe that is still an opportunity, or registering a team is an opportunity. It only is 6 players that are needed on the field, and it's just a really great opportunity that USA Field Hockey has chosen Brighton Legacy Center as one of their qualifying locations. So really exciting that these type of opportunities are now getting brought to Michigan, where there is really just top tier field hockey.
It sure is. I mean, with the administration of the club system, we have seen the play of field hockey rise and rise and rise as the skills get better, because they're starting to play year round instead of just during the fall season. And indoor is a wonderful complement to outdoor.
Yes.
It's fast, less people, you generate a lot more shots, and players are more inclusive. One thing different is there is no hitting. Ball must stay on the ground unless it's a shot at goal. But you generate lots of shots, and it's a very good possession game. That's why it complements the outdoor game so well.
Yeah, it's so fast, like you said, and it really, because of the speed, it's played on kind of like a hard surface, a hard floor. So because of the speed, it really forces the stick skills, the player's stick skills, to develop and to get that hand-eye coordination and that hand speed up, which then when we get back to outdoor, it allows that hand speed, that hand-eye coordination is now at that level that it was of reacting and being able to possess the ball on those much faster, hard surfaces. And so then when you go back to outdoor and you don't need to be as fast, but now your hands are that fast. You've developed that skill. So we really see that as Nancy told me that, again, the former director of Pinnacle Field Hockey, she said that she thinks that having indoor is the #1 thing that has helped develop Pinnacle Field Hockey and brought the level of field hockey in Michigan up because of the development of indoor. And we didn't play indoor back when I was in high school.
I
15
played
years ago.
indoor for 35 years. I played for the U.S. and for Canada.
I love it. I love it. So you can speak
because
to...
for me playing hockey, I learned to play and played a lot in Canada.
That's right.
And then for the men's program.
I guess I take that back. My senior year of high school, a handful of us went with, the Gutmans. We went with the Gutmans up to Canada, and we found some random indoor tournament. But gosh, did we have a blast! It was probably 7 of us who got in a bus with Steve Gutman, and we or not in a bus, a big white van, and we drove up to Canada and we played an indoor tournament. And gosh, we had a lot of fun. We just loved. We were just itching for more opportunities.
Oh,
to play
Steve
field
Gutman
hockey.
used to be the goalie of our Detroit field hockey team.
That's right. Good old Detroit field hockey. Jane played for them for a little while. Yep. Yep.
We played in festival as a mixed tournament.
That's right.
With Nancy and Jane and Trish
Marsha, right?
McEnroe.
Marsha was on that team for
No,
a bit?
Marsha was
okay,
not
I
on
thought
that
she
team.
was. I thought I've seen her wear that.
But we're here about to start the second half. And one thing about indoor, it makes you a better outdoor player because you cannot lift the ball, so you can't go over a stick. You must develop better plays on going around people, and it's a better teamwork game.
Yep.
Everybody touches the ball in indoor.
That's right. I mean, you've only got 5 field players and a goalie, and it's a small court, so yeah, everybody is involved. There's really nobody sitting back, right?
Correct.
We're starting our second half here at the Division I Michigan High School State Championship game. Pioneers versus the Saline Hornets. Pioneers up 2-1. Saline's won. And it has been an exciting game. Saline scored first in the first quarter, and Pioneer came back early in the second quarter off a corner to tie it up. And then about 30 seconds later, Lily Solden dribbled down 45 yards and hit a reverse chip to put Pioneer ahead. That was not on a corner, that was just regular field play. So after what felt like a quick halftime.
Well, here we have a long hit, which means it went off a defense over the end line. And so it's brought all the way back to the 25 in line of where it went out. And that gives offense a better opportunity to generate another attack.
That's a rule that has changed since I was in college even, the long hit. It used to be if the defense unintentionally hit it off the baseline, there was a little line, what was it, maybe 5-10 yards up off the baseline on either side, 5 yards, Tom is telling me. And you had to insert it in from there. And it just didn't really feel advantageous to players. So I'm really glad they changed that rule. Now it goes up to the 25 where you have a better chance of getting the ball into the circle. Saline with a point-blank shot, but it's tipped by a Pioneer defender. So there we go. There's another long hit touched off a Pioneer defender. So Saline gets it at the 25-yard line, where you see the player waiting for the ball right near the center of the field. Ball's coming on up to her.
In line from where it went out.
Yep. When that ball is taken
Really
at the
attack?
25, yeah. Oh, but that shot from Saline comes up too high, dangerous, which means it's coming out. So it's an outlet opportunity for Pioneer.
Wasting no time and getting that ball back into play.
Nice bump there. But Saline gets it back without it even going into Pioneer's attacking 50. They keep it in their attacking 50 and get it to their strong side, but it goes just out of bounds and will be Pioneer's ball. As I was starting to say a minute ago about the long hits, one of those rules is that when that ball is taken, when that free hit is taken on the 25 or inside the 25, it cannot go directly into the circle. And Tom, you can speak to this, but I think as a coach, I find this is one of the most challenging rules for players to remember, actually.
Well, once you made the mistake a couple times, it seems to correct itself.
Yeah, that's true.
But yes.
Oh, good hustle there by
Anytime-
Pioneer, but good poise by the Saline defender to come up with that ball and get it in the hands of her midfielders. Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
Anytime the ball has a free hit inside the 25, both teams must be 5 yards from the ball.
That's right.
And one of the rules for the offense is the ball must move 5 yards before it can be played into the circle. 5 yards, not all in one direction. It can be 5 different 1 yard moves.
So either has to be dribbled 5 yards or it has to be passed 5 yards or more and touched before it can enter the circle.
And the reason that was brought about is for safety.
Yep.
Because people were just filling the circle with 20 people, and the person with the ball was ripping it into the goal, just hoping for a
someone
foot
would touch it,
or
yeah.
deflection.
Yep.
And so it was getting dangerous, so they brought that out to the play. To have play must enter the circle.
There you saw Pioneer with a really nice point blank shot, but the Saline goalie did a really nice job saving that, even with the Pioneer player right point blank, right on her doorstep, saving it and working it out.
And another long hit that comes out to the 25. That was a good tackle by Pioneer, which led to an accidental foot by the Saline defender, which produced the penalty corner. Now on the penalty corner, the umpire waits to make sure everybody's outside the shooting circle and the defenders are all ready to burst out of the cage. And she'll signal this by blowing the whistle.
That was the same play they scored on earlier. It goes to the top to Lily, who's at the top of the circle. She passes it to her left where Marin Brady's waiting to her left, and Marin sweeps it across cage. It was successful the first time they tried it in the second quarter, but there it was intercepted by some nice Saline defense.
And that call was the ball came up over a defender's head off a deflection, so it was deemed dangerous, but outside the circle. So it wasn't a penalty corner, just a free hit at the spot of the foul.
On a penalty corner, when you're on attack, again, we said that there can only be 4 defensive players in the cage plus the goalie. On attack, you are unlimited. You could put your whole team up on the circle. Interestingly, I noticed Pioneer only had 5 attack players on the circle, with a 6-person backing up, and then 2 about at the 30-yard line. So I typically see more attack players on the circle. Our team, we do 7 to 8, but I would not question the way Pioneer and Jay Nixon do it. So.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why on their play game. Some do it to make sure they can't get a counterattack against them quickly.
Right. And with a fast, talented team like Saline, yeah, you want to make sure you're prepared in defending against a quick counterattack.
And now that hockey is played on AstroTurf or turf fields, the ball moves a lot faster and a lot smoother.
It does. Nice defense by Pioneer there, clearing it out with great skill to the right.
Olivia did well, brought it out of danger into a place where she can try to generate attack.
Yeah, that was beautiful poise by Olivia Rollins.
Umpire let that go on because she had good possession. She just missed an opportunity for her crossing pass to get to a player. Pioneer player brought that up too high and into a dangerous position in between 2 players. If that ball bounces up above a waist high in between 2 players, the umpire will and probably will call it dangerous or might lead to dangerous play.
Saline outletting it from their right sideline. They play it back and try to play it up the center of the field.
No. Sorry.
Another attacking opportunity by Pioneer, and Saline comes up with it. Really well done. Oh, the Saline defender just tripped on herself. It looked like it with foot, but like Tom said earlier, not every, if a foul is called and there's not immediate, or if a foul happens like a foot and there's no immediate pressure, the umpire in that situation may just choose to play on, which looks like what she did there. Ultimately, though, it resulted in Saline having an outlet opportunity, and here they're working up their left sideline, but really nice play by Sofia Jimenez to come up with that ball on her right and get it back down into the hands of her teammates. That foul was called just outside the attacking circle, so it looks like it will be about on the 20-yard line at the middle, in the middle of the field coming in.
Brought out. Pioneer regroups for the attack. Played off a foot, so she got the foul. One thing about that foot, though, a lot of people think hitting a foot is a foul, and it is not. Gaining advantage from the ball hitting your foot is the foul.
I was wondering where you're going to go with that one, Tom.
As long as the player is an advantage from the foul or disadvantage the other team.
That's right.
We want play to flow, move on.
And like we were saying earlier in the game, that is why you will see the umpire's hand out. And that means that, but no whistle. That means they're holding for advantage. They saw the foul, but they believe that the team in possession still has possession and or an opportunity, and they are not going to interrupt that flow, like Tom said. Speaking of flow, the Saline player dribbling into the circle beautifully, just outside the circle. That foul must have been called because it's not a corner. She's not signaling for a corner.
It was very nice defense by Marin there.
Oh. And see, there you saw the Saline player with that initial shot, but again, nobody was in the vicinity, and that's why the refs held their whistle. It wasn't dangerous because her swing did not go near anyone, did not endanger anybody.
It'll be called dangerous if the player's inside of 5 yards.
That's right.
And it's lifted into her. If she's outside of 5 yards and she is not marking anybody, if it's lifted into her, she's the one putting herself in danger by standing in front of the goal.
Let's go, Pioneer! Let's go! Let's go, Pioneer! Let's go! Let's go, Pioneer! Let's go!
Hard whistle there. Oh, yep.
Here we have our first card of the game, and it's due to a breakdown foul, which means the Pioneer defender didn't really attempt to play the ball to stop her, but she played in a way to stop the player.
Yep, that hit a Pioneer player's foot, so that results in a penalty corner opportunity for Saline. It's a great...
And the umpire did not think that overhead was dangerous. So she let it play on, which resulted in the foot to the penalty corner.
That's a great way for Saline to take advantage of that player up opportunity, right? So Pioneer has a player off the field, they're playing a player down from that card that just happened, and Saline aerials and gets a corner right away. Really great taking advantage of the player up opportunity. Pioneer's defense and goalie there coming up big. Olivia Rollins with that first stop. Beautiful, beautiful stop as it looked like she was the right trail. And then Isel Park in goal coming up with that point blank save. You could hear that hit her pads from up here.
Oh, yes. A very nice shot, good save.
Yep. And it ended up coming out. Pioneer had possession. The corner was over because it hit a Saline player's foot and an attacker's foot in the circle, which means if it hits an attacker's foot in their attacking circle, it's going to be the defense ball coming out. It's going to be an outlet for the defense.
So at this point, the ball must be, she passed it, now that it's gone 5 yards, it can be played into the circle.
Yep.
And it gets harder and harder as the closer you get to the circle, because you're actually going backwards or sideways.
Beautiful play by, again, our right back.
Olivia.
Say she's made some crucial saves and just has a lot of poise here. She's only a sophomore, which is really impressive.
Very nice patience on defense to come up with that turnover.
Really nice ball there by Saline, just through the legs to play it into their attacking circle. As I think about that poise and that skill I'm seeing from just a sophomore in Olivia Rollins, it again makes me think back, Tom, to the comment we made earlier about how club play in Michigan has just really brought the level of field hockey in the state up. We mentioned Pinnacle Field Hockey Club earlier, but then you've got Live Oak out of Novi, run by Amy Hilber-Kilgore, and she's been doing that, gosh, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And then you've got also Fertilance FDL, also based out of Ann Arbor, just like Pinnacle. And that's run by Maren Langford. She played at Princeton. We'll let the cheers here die down for a second. We've got an open window up here, which can make things pretty loud. Maren Langford, who runs Fertilance Field Hockey Club, again, another just really high quality club in Michigan. She played at Princeton. She played for the U.S. national team for a while. And then she settled down here in Ann Arbor. She's married to Ryan Langford, who's the assistant coach at the University of Michigan. And she's an official here at in Michigan for the high school league. And Tom, you may know, does she officiate for the college, at the college level, or no?
I don't think she does
Okay.
college level because she's just busy.
Yeah, she's a mom of three, I believe.
Yeah, she's got a mom of two. I think it's two, but Ryan being Michigan's assistant coach, he's busy. I mean, and so
Right.
during the hockey season in the fall, they try to split time doing that. So she does. She's a wonderful umpire. Would do well in college.
Yeah, so I'm sorry if I misspoke. If it's two kids instead of three, you would know. But yeah, it's busy. I can attest to that. I have three of my own, and it's busy. So, but yeah, Maren has done a great job with FDL, and then Amy I know really well. We're both Pioneer grads. We didn't play together, but she's a goalkeeper who played for Nancy Cox and for Jane at Pioneer, and then went on to play for the University of Michigan for their field hockey team as well. So just a phenomenal coach, phenomenal person. Again, bringing really high quality coaching with great experience to the Live Oak Field Hockey Club based out of Novi. So just super exciting that we not only have one that we didn't have, again, 15 years ago, but have three. It's just awesome.
It is, and what's strange is as you go through time, and I have, you start knowing everybody. Half the people you coached them, then you played with them, played against them. And
It's a small world.
small world. A lot of the good programs are past players who have stayed with the game because they have a heart for field hockey.
That's right. That's why I'm here. It has been just an amazing sport. I got to give a shout out to Bruce Elliott, our neighbor across the street in Ann Arbor, lives across the street still from my parents. His daughters Courtney and Jennifer Elliott played for Pioneer, and when my parents moved into our house, I was a second grader, and he brought some of their old sticks across the street, and he said to my mom, "Looks like you have daughters. You should get them into field hockey." And for me, that was the rest is history. You know, that was it. My mom signed me up for Ann Arbor Rec and Ed team as a fourth grader, although I was in second grade. And
Oh, nice
here comes
steal.
Pioneer. Oh wow, beautiful goal again by Lily Solden. Really showcasing why she's on the U.S. Women's U18 team. Pioneer goes up 3-1 against Saline. Saline playing really well, playing their hearts out, but Lily just capitalizing on those opportunities, the two goals that have put Pioneer ahead.
She waited, ball came off the defender's sticks, she made a wonderful tackle.
And that's
took
what I'm
it to
talking
the
about
goal.
right there too, that play by the Saline number 20, Carly Puffpaff. I'm not quite sure how to say that correctly, but
I think that's correct.
Puffpaff, okay. I mean, she looks like she's the center mid. She collected that ball in the middle and then just sent a beeline reverse chip, sorry, not chip, reverse hit up the center. Just beautiful, on point, got where she needed it to go. And again, I just don't think that skill was ubiquitous the way it is now 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to do that when I played.
Really nice tackle back here by number 4 on Saline, Kate McGovern.
Good reception by Saline.
We're about almost 2 minutes into our 4th quarter of the state championship game, so there's just over 13 minutes to play in regulation. If it's tied at the end of regulation in the playoffs in Michigan in high school, then it goes to a 10-minute overtime period, which is sudden death or sudden victory, whichever term you use, which just means the golden goal is another term, the first goal wins. And there are only 6 field players in that situation, plus a goalie, so 6 field players per team plus goalie. On the same large field, 60 yards across and 100 yards in length, so it is quite exhausting, and usually a goal is scored pretty quickly, but if it is still tied after those 10 minutes, then it goes into shootouts, which both teams get to select 5 players, and those 5 players it's
Very
basically
nice play.
best out of 5. And the shootouts start from the 25-yard line, and is 1 player against the goalie, and they have 10 seconds to try to get the ball in the goal. And like I said, it's best out of 5, and after that, if it's still tied, then it goes to a sudden victory shootout situation where each team gets 1 opportunity to score in a shootout, and if one team scores and the other team doesn't, and then it's the team that scored wins. If both teams miss or both teams score, then they go to the next, and they just keep doing that till there's a winner.
I'm surprised Pioneer's trying to push it through all of Saline's defense instead of moving it around the back. Transferring for possession.
Tell us a little bit about defense and like what you're seeing with the defenders, because there's some pretty good defending.
Yeah, what I'm seeing on defense and what you're trying to do ideally as a defender is trying to make those tackles before the ball gets inside of the circle, right? Because then that eliminates scoring opportunities. If the other team can't get the ball inside the circle, they are not going to score, because the ball has to be in the circle to score, or it has to be touched inside the circle to get a goal.
And now Saline being down 2 goals, they're going to put more people around the ball to try to stop and get possession if Pioneer has it.
There they go. Nice shot and a nice save by Easel Parks. And then the other thing that trying to tackle outside the circle does is it's going to eliminate penalty corner. It's going to reduce, not totally eliminate. But if they can't get inside of the circle, they will eliminate penalty corners for the other team. So
that's why a lot of players will tackle hard outside the circle.
Yep.
In case they foul, when it won't be a penalty corner.
You saw there Ann's hand go up, the referee's hand go up. First she was holding for advantage, but then it was clear that Saline did not have advantage anymore, so she put both those hands together and signaled for a corner and blew her whistle, and now it's a penalty corner opportunity for Saline. But I do see a lot of pressure outside of the striking circle, outside of the circle, and again, that's trying to eliminate corner opportunities as well as for the other team, and trying to eliminate shots for the other team. Saline just goes right from the top, a point blank opportunity, but it gets stopped by the Pioneer fly. And then it looks like the Pioneer fly or trail maybe got pushed over, and that's why.
She got tripped by a stick,
Okay.
by
Okay.
a Saline stick. So
And so that was a foul against Saline, so it was Pioneer's ball coming out. And this, I mean, you see a Saline player being pressured by 4 Pioneer attackers. That's pretty impressive. And she was still, I'm sorry, Pioneer defenders, and she was still maintaining possession.
there goes Lily.
Nice pressure, nice defense by Saline. She's getting that pressure by number 14 on Saline, Kendall Bowl. And then that defender who was just inside the circle, I can't quite see her number, but steps up, makes the tackle. So we work on that all the time, and that's pressure cover, beautiful pressure cover defense, where that initial defender putting pressure is not necessarily trying to come up with the ball or make the tackle, but really trying to close down the attacker and put them into a tighter space, and then having that defender that's behind you, your teammate behind you, step up and make that tackle there in the cover position, because you've hopefully closed down their space, maybe brought down their speed a little bit, their vision, and then that player behind steps up and makes the tackle. So that was beautiful defense by Saline. Just inside the circle, they came up with that tackle and eliminated another scoring opportunity for Pioneer.
That was good pressure, good patience. And it developed into a miss hit by Saline.
Yeah, it takes a lot of patience, so I give a lot of credit to Kendall Bull. I mean, especially when you've got someone like Lily Solden on the ball, who scored the last 2 goals and is on the U18 national team for the U.S. I mean, it's tempting to want to dive in, but she did a nice job keeping her space, keeping her in front, and trusting that her teammate behind her was going to come up and make that tackle as long as she could try to close down Lily's space.
The last overhead was very nice, played right to their partner's stick, who was unable to bring it down.
Another great defensive play by Olivia Rollins, really just owning that right back position. There again. But Saline comes up with it, tackle back right here, just under the 40. So Saline mishits there, so it'll be Pioneer ball just at the 40 at the center of the field. See how they take it so quickly? I mean, that's what we're talking about when we're saying they're trying to keep the defense from getting set, allowing them time to set up and communicate, organize, catch their breath. So when a team can take free hits quickly like that, it really puts the defense back on their heels. Maren Brady with a nice aerial up to number 13 on Pioneer, Gabby Howden. Lily goes for another reverse chip at the top of the circle, and that Saline defender just makes a nice little poke, which causes Lily to miss hit. So then that's dangerous then. So then Saline's ball coming out. Nice skill there by Grace Grabowski in the middle of the field. Sends it to her left attacker.
Nice opportunity.
Really nice low block tackle there by the Saline defender, number 16. I've got 2 16s listed here on Saline's roster. And the 2 I've got listed are Olivia and Ellie, so I'm not sure which of the sisters it is, but it's one of the Puff Paff girls.
Well, we have a timeout called by Saline, I assume.
And then we've got 5 minutes and 46 seconds left to play in the game in the 4th quarter, and Saline's down by 2 goals, Pioneer 3, Saline 1. And so, yeah, that's a great coaching play there by Saline to strategize how you're going to play those last almost 6 minutes. In high school, you cannot pull your goalie. Go ahead, Tom.
And each team only gets 1 timeout per game.
That's right. We used to get 2 before the quarter rule was instituted, but now that we get every 15 minutes, we're gathering for 2 to 5 minutes. They brought it down to 1, which makes a lot of sense. And I'd say most of the time that timeout doesn't even get used by both teams, but usually just in situations like this.
Yes. Try to calm them down, develop a couple plays that would
Yep.
get into that circle,
Yep.
generate some shots.
Yep.
I want to become an umpire. If you want to become an umpire, how do you become an umpire?
Well, as I started playing, for me becoming an umpire, when I started playing when I was 13, we always had to umpire our own games.
Oh, wow.
I had a mentor, Norm Dillon in Canada, and he always told me, read the rule book, know just as much as the umpires. So you never have to look at the umpire while playing. That causes you to slow down, causes you to stand up. Things don't work in your favor, so always learn the rules. And I've enjoyed it, and people keep asking me to do it because I know the rules.
Yeah.
From all the high school camps I used to coach, I used to be the one on the big games.
And why aren't you out there today, Tom? Again, a nice play by Olivia Rollins. A nice defensive play by Lily Solden, but Saline is really giving it their all. Again, they're feeling that pressure. They got to get another goal to try it. They're trying to tie it up. They're trying to get a goal and then quickly get another goal so it can make it 3-3 and force an overtime. They're trying to take their free hits quickly. They're trying to play with probably, a little bit more risky. A lot of attack, whereas Pioneer's probably trying to slow it down. The game management they're thinking of right now is they're trying to take their time on their free hits. They're trying to play more defensively, a little slower.
Well, here we have a penalty corner that we haven't seen, caused by an intentional ball over the end line. As that defender came and took the ball, she played it out over the end line to hurry up and lose possession, which is deemed a penalty corner.
And this is exactly the type of thing as a Saline team right now that you want. So in the fourth quarter in Michigan high school field hockey, on a corner in the fourth quarter, the clock stops. So here it stopped at 4 minutes and 43 seconds. This allows them to catch their breath, gives them a numbers up opportunity to try to get another goal on Pioneer. Nice fake there at the center, goes to the left. A shot from the left, another rebound shot that results in another corner. Again, didn't even make it to Pioneer's goalie, Isel. It was stopped initially by the Pioneer defenders, but resulted in another penalty corner for Saline. Again, the clock stops. They only took 10 seconds off the clock there to have that scoring opportunity. Here they get another prime scoring opportunity inside the 16-yard line. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in there to Pioneer's 4. Nice save there by Isel, but it came off her pads pretty high, so that's deemed dangerous and is going to result in another corner for Saline.
Yeah, it's just a bit too high. And the umpire thought it was going to be played dangerously, so she made sure that didn't happen.
For those viewing at home, probably just outside your view, the Pioneer players that are at the 50-yard line, those are the players that are not on the corner, so they have to start back at the 50, and then as soon as that ball is inserted, they can start running back to play defense. Pioneer holds up.
Unfortunately, Saline got a little overzealous on that tackle and bumped into her and gave him an easy free hit and an easy out. Should have been patient. They were inside that circle.
And Pioneer staves off, I think that was 3 Saline attack corners. Some great opportunities late in the game, under 4 minutes to play.
Umpires making sure the ball was placed properly, because there's a big difference between inside the 25
Nice
and
play
outside
right
the
there.
25.
So we like to call that a mommy goal, what happened there. As you may have heard in the stream broadcast, Saline got that goal in the net, in the cage. You heard it hit the board, and you probably heard all the parents cheer, the Saline parents cheer in excitement. You saw neither team on the field, neither Saline nor Pioneer, reacted or had excitement, and that's because they all know, as we know, that the ball has to be touched by either team, defense or attack, inside the circle before it goes into the goal for it to count as a goal. And because that ball was sent well outside the circle and not touched by the goalie, by the defense, by the attack, when it went into the goal, it was not a goal.
I think you might have misspoke there. It's not touched by either team. It must be touched by offense.
I think that, no, okay. No, it's okay. He's right. All right. Well, I should trust the referee. I will say that has gone back and forth a couple times over my
There was
career.
a period for a year or two where it was experimental.
Okay, I was playing during that time, and I remember that distinctly. So that must be what stuck with me. I am a defensive midfielder, so I spent a lot of the time in the defensive circle. So that rule was a little bit scary to me.
And in the hockey community, they test rules out for 2 years
Okay.
to see if they want to adopt them into the rule book. And what they found out that was, since you can deflect off a defender and cause a goal, once again, people were just hammering the ball into the circle,
That makes
hoping
sense.
for a bad deflection that gave a goal that you didn't earn.
Well, we are under 2 minutes to play. We have a minute and just about 40 seconds left. Saline really doing a great job keeping that ball in Pioneers 50, trying so hard to get a goal, and then obviously trying to quickly get another goal if they get one, since they're down by 2. It's Pioneer 3, Saline 1. Pioneer just really trying to get the ball out of their defensive zone, get the ball into the hands of their attackers, who are most likely at this point in the game would probably just go up into the corners and try to possess the ball and keep it away from Saline. But Saline just got it back there, again, doing a great job, giving every effort to try and get a goal and try to tie it up. We're just under 1 minute to play in the Division I Michigan High School State Championship game. Again, Pioneers up 3-1 against the Saline Hornets. Saline making valiant efforts there. See, she let it run out of bounds because they had touched off of Pioneer, so then that gives them a free hit up their 16. That was definitely the smarter play by that Saline defender. Again, I think that's the one I mentioned before, number 14, Kendall Bowl. Grace Grabowski tries to send it into the circle for Pioneer, but Saline's defense coming up with it. 20 seconds to play in the game here. Pioneer possessing the ball nicely, sends it into the circle, looking for another scoring opportunity. Saline playing to the bitter end, though. I mean, 4 seconds left, and they're just doing their best, trying to come up with it. But it's Pioneers Day, and Pioneer are our Division I Michigan High School state champions for field hockey. A come-from-behind victory. Saline scored in the first quarter, fairly early on, I think before even halfway.
Yes, it was an early goal.
Yeah, and then Pioneer came back in the second quarter with 2 quick goals. And was it the third quarter with that third goal, Tom?
It happened so quick. They were in the same quarter.
Again, this game has been broadcast. The broadcast is brought to you by the Michigan State Chapter of USA Field Hockey, so we thank them for bringing this really high-quality field hockey to all of you who couldn't make it to East Grand Rapids today to watch this game in person. The state chapter is here to serve the entire field hockey community in Michigan. They offer great ways to keep playing and to try different versions of the sport, whether that's indoor opportunities like we talked about earlier, the NITQ being hosted in Brighton. They offer adult leagues. They really are bringing the level of field hockey in Michigan up at the high school level, but also extending the opportunities to stay involved in the sport up as well. So if you're interested in growing the game in your community, the state chapter is here to help you grow that. From adding a youth program, right, that having that feeder program to get kids involved at a young age in the sport, that's huge. That's huge in terms of starting and growing field hockey in your area. or having, you know, a school district that maybe already has a high school team, but getting more field hockey teams in that district, or adding a new high school team to your district, or a new high school team to your school. The state chapter is here to help make that happen and help you make that happen. So as a part of USA Field Hockey, we have great resources for you to offer starter clinics, learn to coach, and even how to umpire, right, Tom? We need more umpires. So
Definitely do.
we have a special startup discount package to help new high school teams get started. So you can reach out to us, to the Michigan High School chapter of USA Field Hockey at Michigan, the state spelled out, at usafieldhockey.com. Again, if you're interested in ways to grow the game in your area in Michigan, whether that's at the rec level, at a school level, adding a new team, learning how to umpire, learning how to coach, that's Michigan at usafieldhockey.com. Our state final runner-up, Saline High School Hornets, are getting their trophies. I mean, they really had an incredible season and made a valiant effort in this game. Came out really strong.
It was a very exciting game. Both teams had a lot of chances.
So I'm sure they're feeling disappointment, but they should hold their heads high and have so much to be proud of as they get those medals. Like we said, the game of field hockey has really grown in the state of Michigan, and for them to be here in this game and having such a close game with Pioneer, really something to be immensely proud of.
And this contest was between the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed in their division.
Interestingly enough, Tom, all top 4 seeds for both Division I and Division II made it to the Final Four, and both of the top seeds, number 1 and number 2 for both divisions, made it to the finals. That's hard to do. That's hard to do when you're expected to be the better team. Now our Division I Michigan High School State Field Hockey champions will get their medals.
Okay, that's going to wrap us up for the Division I state finals here at East Grand Rapids. The game was brought to you by the Michigan State chapter of USA Field Hockey. We really appreciate everyone tuning in. Sorry for the technical difficulties we began with. On behalf of Tom Weinfurther and Kelsey Chun, I'm Laura Jones, and tune back in at 1:45 this afternoon to watch the Division II game.